What's up, Canuck fans? Welcome to the Line Change. Before we dive into our topic, as I always do to start the video, I'm going to give a quick shout out and thank you to my sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of this amazing artwork on display behind me, and you guys can check him out yourselves at gassjackart.com. You guys can also check him out on Instagram at gassjackart. I have a link to his website in the description down below. Now let's get into our topic of discussion. We're going to be checking out an article from our friends at Canucks Army that talks about Conor Garland and Thatcher Demko's extensions and how they are standing out when it comes to the 2026 UFA class and why they are proving to be the exceptions. Now, for those of you that may not know, the 2026 UFA class is a pretty heavy one, and it's as follows. You got Connor McDavid, Kirill Kaprizov, Jack Eichel, Alex Ovechkin, Artemi Panarin, Marty Necas, Alex Tuch, and more. Just those names, though, talk about a UFA class. Like, that is top heavy. And in that, top class, among those names, Conor Garland ranks 17th in scoring with his 50 points from last season. And here's a little fact for you. No one who scored more than Conor Garland has signed an extension yet. Obviously, or else we would have heard about it. Matter of fact, Garland is one of only 4 skaters from the 2026 class to have signed an extension, the other 3 being Parker Kelly of the Avalanche, who only had 19 points, Josh Manson, also of the Avalanche, had 15 points, and then Caden Korczak of the Vegas Golden Knights, who had 10 points. So Garland ranks above them with points, and he's ahead of them. Garland is also the only one from this class that is anywhere approaching a top-of-the-lineup quality to have signed an extension. Moving towards Thatcher Demko, who's in an even more exclusive group. And that group, one, and that's him. He's the only goalie of the 2026 UFA class to have signed an extension. Those that are, pending UFAs in 2026 are Bobrovsky, Markstrom, Gustafsson, Anderson, Stolarz, Greaves. I don't know who that is. And yes, Stuart Skinner. Now, the whole point of this video and us talking about this is having signed their extensions ahead of time, Demko and Garland were unique. And as the months pass and no one signs an extension, it makes them even more unique. But what does this mean for the Canucks? Well, the obvious thing is 2 of their most prominent 2026 UFAs are locked up, which gives the Canucks stability, continuity, and avoidance of the stress of in-season negotiations. If you're wanting an example, just take a look at the Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDavid. Yeah. Now, this little bit goes back to Quinn Hughes. I just wanted to touch on this. And this, the whole Quinn Hughes extension stuff, we won't really have to fully talk about that until a year from now. But I wanted to throw this little nugget out there. People are already talking about this. And that's, the fact that 3 of his best friends have signed extensions to stay with the team. Obviously, Demko, Garland, and Besser. And you would think the fact that they've signed extensions probably doesn't hurt the Canucks' chances of re-signing Quinn Hughes. At the very least, anyway. But moving back to this topic, we should probably get ready for a lot of spending next offseason with an extra year to adjust to the new financial reality with the salary cap rising. For example, it's been reported recently that Kirill Kaprizov turned down an 8-year, $16 million contract. That blows my mind if it's true. It's been reported. Now, obviously, Bill Guerin went out there and kind of denied it or said that this wasn't true. But still, 8 years, $16 million would have been the richest contract in NHL history. His situation is a little unique, though. And we talked about unique earlier. Could he be not wanting to be in Minnesota long term? Sure sounds that way from him turning down that amount of money and that amount of term. From what I've heard, it sounds more like the money isn't the issue. Where have we heard that before? It's the term. Now, there are whispers that he could be expecting an offer of 7 years at $20 million on the open market. Yeah, nah. I don't think that's going to happen. And if he's waiting on that, probably going to be waiting a long time. As, well, one, I don't think he should be making $20 million. He's injury prone. As good of a player as he is, and don't get me wrong, I do like Kaprizov, but he's been injury prone at least the last few seasons. Trust me, I know I've had him in fantasy, and brr. But that being said, it's a pretty good indicator contracts might get a little silly next offseason, which means Garland and Demko's cap hits, Garland's being $6 million, Demko's being $8.5 million, are going to look pretty darn good come next offseason, especially if you see some of these silly contracts being offered. That being said, in conclusion, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you guys agree that their extensions are standing out from the rest of the 2026 UFA class? What are your thoughts on the whole McDavid Oilers, crisis going on in, next door in Edmonton? What are your guys' thoughts on Garland and Demko's extensions, which, by the way, will not officially kick in until next offseason? So there's that. There's that thing too. They signed a year before they had to. They jumped on it right away. They, as I said earlier, they did not waste any time. And like I just said, if we start seeing some of those silly contracts being, dished out next season, Garland and Demko's contracts are going to look compared to those. So once again, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. And as always, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. Casual reminder, we're everywhere. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. And also, if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you guys can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcast. On Spotify, much like with social media, feel free to give us a follow and also give us a rate and review. It is, of course, greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the podcast. But that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, be kind to one another. Let's go Canucks. And let's get ready for some hockey. I'll see you guys in the next video.